when it comes to building a business and making $100,000 a month, most people start with the vehicle, right? So you got SMMA, drop shipping, crypto, you can have an agency, coaching, community, video editing, et cetera, et cetera. And there's nothing wrong with any of those, but they're all vehicles. And it's not about the vehicle, and it's more about the driver. We're gonna get into that in just a second, okay? In terms of making a lot of money, it comes down to three things: skills, characteristics, and beliefs. Most people only focus on the skills, but they don't have the characteristics or beliefs that are gonna properly make them get to the next level. Now, I'm not trying to sell you anything cheap, so don't worry about that. This video is completely free. I have really good expensive stuff down in the description below, but I genuinely am trying to get back to you guys in this video on what it takes to get to $100,000 a month, okay? Something I wanna bring up is businesses don't fail, people do. Okay? There's nothing wrong with any business. Any business out there will work. Any business can make a lot of money. It's not that the business fails, it's the person does. Okay? We're gonna get into that in just a second. They try something and confidence goes down. So they start a new business, they try something, they don't get results, their confidence goes down, and then they stop and they blame the business instead of blaming themselves. It's a common human characteristic. In fact, it's one of the reasons most humans never make any money. It actually is one of the reasons that makes me sad, because when you look at my career, I went $0 to $25 million a year in 4 years. During that time, the first year, in 6 months, I hired 6 coaches. All the programs were 4 months long. And people go, Tam, why'd you hire a coach if they were 4-month-long programs? And I said, because it wasn't working. But that's an abnormal thought. I realize that now. I realize that most people don't think that way. Most people would rather try to get a return on their investment by waiting for something to finish. But if something isn't working, why would I wait? And ultimately, what most people are missing is they don't take any responsibility. They don't blame themselves. Even when things are taught to you or shown to you that maybe you had a coach, you hired someone, you paid someone, and it didn't work out, blaming them does nothing, because every time you point blame at someone else, you give up your control to change your life for the better. So even if someone else is in the wrong, I never, ever, ever will placate blame on them, because the only way that I can change my life is by changing myself. Nothing with them is gonna change. I can't control them, so why even think about it? Now, I actually wanna get more practical with you guys, as well give you actual to-dos to make money. And the first thing is you gotta become the person who can do it first, and then the skills are easy. I did door-to-door sales, I did Cub Scouts, I did calculus, I did basketball, football, all that stuff. What was happening is I was gaining beliefs and characteristics that would make me successful in business. Now, some of those skills actually transferred over. Like, I was also learning those skills, right? But really, what did football and basketball teach me? I learned how to do hard stuff. I learned how to persevere. I learned how to build discipline. I learned how to do hard things even when I didn't want to. Like, I'm building all these characteristics that would make me successful. Humans' capacity, even like when you read about religion, I'm not super religious, but when you read a lot about religion or God, man is created in God's image. So what that means is if you're a God, an actual God, like what you think is reality instantly. Right? So if I want a cup of water, like it instantly would like appear here. Without getting too crazy or like way out there, I think that humans don't believe they can do certain things. And so they set a restriction on themselves, which is why they never achieve the goal. If you believed you could be a billionaire and you thought you were a billionaire, you would act that way. A lot of times, getting the characteristics and belief first is more important than the skills.